So we got the water tank put into the valve, or into the van. So here's our water pump. We'll hook that up. What I'm going to do first is I marked where the tank goes against the sidewall here. The pencil mark. What I've got is this 1/2 inch by 1/4 inch foam. It's just for going around doors. And it's got sticky already on it. And so what I'm going to do is just stick it. You can either stick it to the wall or stick it onto the tank. So I picked up my little plastic fittings. The tank I got comes from Curious Campers. They're out of British Columbia, Canada. And their tank comes with 4 holes, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. They come in lefts and rights for the Promaster. I don't need this one here. So I got a cap for it. And I have my handy dandy plumbing tape. So we're just gonna plug that one up to start with. Make a couple of wraps of this. Stick that in the hole there. I can do that one, tighten it up a little later. And I don't need this one here, so I have another cap. I think what I'm going to use is that far one in the corner. I kind of wish that these tanks had the holes at the front, because this is as far forward as this tank can go, and there's not a lot of room to work back here. But I have a plan here, and we'll see how it works. So like I said, that one's going to go into that hole. That one's going to be a little more important than that one there. And then, sort of something else. This piece is the start of that. And this here is a 90 elbow. So this top vent closest to me is going to be a vent. I suppose I could use either side for the vent, but kind of thought I'd use this side for the vent. So that'll go into there, and I'm going to kind of angle it off like this. I'm going to put hose on it, and it's going to come up. There's going to be a piece of wood panel here. And this will kind of come up and pop out. Just probably just sit up there. Once it gets above the tank, even the sloshing around and stuff, it shouldn't spill out. So then this one is the one that's going to be my outlet. So get some of the plumber's tape on this one. Looks like that one's going to bottom out in there, so I don't want to twist it in too hard. So obviously I have too many threads on here, and it kind of goes in pretty easily, so I can easily fix that up. These do not have to go in. Really, you don't need a wrench, you don't need anything. Thread tape kind of does the job, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to fatten this one up a little bit with thread tape. Because I need this one to face this way. like that's probably the last one I'm going to be able to get out of there. So if I go around again, it's going to do like it did last time and point down that way. That one's the same with this one. It's probably just right where I want it. These, I can actually bottom them out because it doesn't matter which way they're facing. They're just plugs. Alright, I got those plugs in there. Got my tape on the back. That's where it's going to go. So when I go to build this, I'm going to close this off here. I have a piece. See if I can bring this around a little better. So I have an edge here to put my piece on there. This piece will be topped with a shelf, and my fill hole will stick out from there. I'll put a 90 on it and come. Some people take that hose and bend it, but it seems to kink somewhere along here. So it's better just to pop it up, put a 90 in and come across. And again, my bed panel will be up here. My bed height is up here, so I got lots of room to kind of fit the vent and the fill and so on in up above. We will mount the water pump in the right direction. Probably like this here. It should draw up to here. They say they got about 6 feet of draw on these things. So I'll come from there straight up to here, and it'll dry prime, and then the run will turn and go towards the front. We got our front one in. It's ready to go in here. So we have a little bit of blocking in here. I did the same at the back. So this panel will sit about 1.75 inches off the back. Throw foam in here just to stop any movement, or if it does move, it'll hit the foam and it won't bang around and hit the tank. And this piece is going to slide right into there. I have a little notch cut out here because the van kind of makes a little corner rise there where we talked about earlier when we put our floor in. It kind of comes up right in the corner. So what we did is we measured off of this. This is what everything's measuring off of because it's square and in the middle of the van. Everything else moves and changes and has different. This kind of slopes in a little bit this way and curves up a little bit this way. So I actually had to take about 1/2 inch from one end to the other of this piece to get it up against the wall to get it plumb to this. So basically all the way through here, we're 10 inches across that end and across here. So our next bit, what I thought, I left these up a little high. Again, we used a nice straight edge, put it across there. We got lots of room for our tank, so it's good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grip another piece to go all the way along here. And that is so when I put my finish on the front, it'll come up to this level here. And this one will then go on top of here, and on top of here. So here's my finished piece here. This isn't screwed on, it's just loose on the top. I'm going to take it into my buddy there and get it banded. So we get this edge banded and this edge and all the way down here banded and clean it up. I'm going to put my hole in there. That's where my water pump's going to sit. So I'll have my hose coming up here, joining up with here, and then water heading in that direction. There's my hole for my fill tank. And this is a hole for bringing my hose up for my vent. So this piece is just sitting on top of here, so we'll just open it up. We'll see what we have. Here's it with the lid off. You can see my fittings down the bottom, my little bit of blocking that I have here. This is where the piece fits in with the edge. I have that piece at the back I was talking about to put the top on. I put this extra piece in here just as a stiffener. This is just 1/2 inch. So it just sits out. It's just a stiffener to keep that piece nice and straight at the top. Like I said, that'll all be banded and cleaned up here in the next couple of days. But other than that, she's all cut, done. And we're gonna go over to this side. I got a little bit of start on the electrical side, putting this in. And both of these will be taken apart. The tank will come out again, and all the insulation will be put in. I just kind of wanted to get all the pieces kind of ready to go here before I finish that out.